Good day, viewers, and welcome to another edition of the Social Development Outlook for Tuesday, the 3rd March 2020. I am your host, Clarissa Hanley, and just to remind you that this program is hosted and coordinated by the Communications Unit within the Ministry of Social Development. At this point in time, we'll take our first break and we'll be right back.
Send me a pic of yourself. One of you know where.
I have too much self-respect to send you a pic of you know where.
If you really love me, you will do it.
If you really love me, you wouldn't ask.
You matter to your family, to your friends, to your community, to you. Remember, you matter.
This message was brought to you by the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, and the Nevis Health Promotion Unit.
And we're back. Louis Elliott of Pond Hill celebrated his 99th birthday on the 19th of February at his residence. We will now show some clips.
It is indeed a delight for me to be here to celebrate with Mr. Elliott. And as I said, this is 299 in just a few weeks. So I believe by this time next year, this will be the second 100 that we'll be celebrating. And I believe it is probably by divine intervention why Mr. Elliott is now living with his son. Because I'm sure you realize that most of the centenarians are from St. George, Gingerland. So Mr. Elliott was down in St. John's. And Ed decided to bring him back up. Ed decided to bring him back up here, closer to the centenarians, so he can reach the century. And so I believe by that divine intervention, we'll be back here next year for the century. Mr. Elliott is 99, not out looking absolutely fabulous and splendid. Let's give him a round of applause. And Mr. Elliott, Ed, I think you and your family, the entire family, are doing a fabulous job. We are always happy when we can visit seniors in their own homes and they're being well taken care of. All of us can see from the look of Mr. Elliott, Mr. Louis Elliott, that he's getting absolute fantastic care. A lot of the times when seniors reach certain ages, they are laid aside by even their family and friends. And we realize that is not the case with the Elliott family. They are ensuring that Mr. Elliott continues to age gracefully in the comfort of his son's home. And we applaud you for that. Now we are here from the Department of Social Services and Ministry of Social Development to celebrate with Mr. Elliott on this his 99th birthday. We do this as a custom. And we're always very happy to come into your home to celebrate with you. And we know that God has been good to Mr. Elliott. He has been faithful and merciful to him. And we trust that God will continue to give him good health and strength to bat on, to stay in the wicket for the century. Mr. Elliott, do not drop your bat. Keep your eye on the ball. And we are very confident that we're going to be back here in a short 1 year's time for the 100th birthday. Because it seemed like only yesterday we were here. By God's will, it seemed like only yesterday we were here. And so we want to take this opportunity, Mr. Elliott, on behalf of my ministry, on behalf of all of us, to wish you a very, very happy 99th birthday. May God continue to be merciful to you and may you be around to see that milestone century mark. God bless you. God bless your entire family. And we wish you a very, very, very happy birthday. We love you. And we thank you for the great contribution you have made to this parish of St. George, St. John's, and the entire Nivision community. God bless you and happy birthday.
At this point in time, we'll take another break. And when we return, we'll go straight into our featured presentation for this evening.
Breeding today, keep mosquitoes away. Here are some ways to eliminate mosquito breeding sources around your home. Tightly cover water drums, barrels, tanks, cisterns, and septic tanks. Safely dispose of buckets, old tires, and any other unused containers and objects that hold water. Scrub the inside of PET containers, flower vases, and dish drainers every other day. Remove water from flower pot saucers and replace with damp sand. Overturn buckets, watering cans, wheelbarrows and other containers and store them in a sheltered place. Adequately treat swimming pools and discard water from portable pools. Check roof gutters for chokes regularly. Fill up exposed tree holes, plant axils and ground depressions with sand. If you are going for a holiday, empty toilet bowls and tanks and cover gully traps. Reduce the source. Eliminate breeding today, keep mosquitoes away. This message was brought to you by the Nevis Health Promotion Unit in collaboration with Nevis Television 8.
The National Weight Loss Committee held the bike relay press conference on the 17th of February. We will now show some clips.
Good morning everyone and welcome to our first press conference 2020. I'm Sheila James and I'll be chairing today's press conference. Next to me we have David Warwing, Jeremy Claxton, Mr. Dan Wilkie. So we formed the committee for the National Weight Loss Programme activities in relation to the SKN Moves Nevis chapter, supported and endorsed by the Ministry of Health. So today, if you can see the backdrop, it speaks for itself. We're now planning our second activity of the year. We've been asked to plan 6 activities for 2020. It ties in nicely with the National Weight Loss Programme and it's fully endorsed by the Duly Minister herself, Honourable Hazel Bradley Williams. So, without further ado, I'm going to get each of my committee members to introduce themselves and basically let you know what their role is within the committee, and then we'll go into the meat of the press conference.
All right, so good day or good night, whenever this program is being aired. My name is David Alwyn. I am the director of the National Weight Loss Campaign. And just early in the year, we have made a commitment to lose 20,000 pounds island-wide. And so these kinds of initiatives are things that we're going to be doing throughout the year in an effort to meet that goal. And there'll be many others, I'm sure, and we'll tell you about those as they come up. I just want to take this opportunity to thank Winston for being a part of our National Weight Loss Campaign and assisting us in organizing this bike rally. I think it's a great event. And so we're looking forward to doing many, many more of these kinds of events as we seek to try to meet that 20,000 pounds by the end of this year, 2020.
Good day everybody, my name is Jeremy Claxton. I'm the Director of Sports in the Ministry of Sports Nevis. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to applaud the Ministry of Health for this initiative, adopting the SKN Moves Nevis edition. As we know that we are in an era where we have a lot of NCDs, and it is important that as a nation we work together to combat these diseases. So we are privileged, honored to be a partner in this endeavor. The Department of Sports, of course, sport is one of the ways in which we live a healthy lifestyle. So we're honored to be a partner, to play our role, to lend our resources, our human resources, whatever resources we have to this endeavor. And we're looking forward to positive results throughout the year.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Wilkinson. I'm part of the Bikes and Bombs Nevis, and I'm here for the technical support of this bike rally.
Nice one. Thank you very much. So this is the committee, and this is hopefully the permanent committee for all the other events. We have an array of talent, experience and expertise in many of the sporting activities that we're going to put forward, and it's going to be a very exciting 2020, and we hope people who are out there listening in are going to be part of this huge, massive drive to reduce our NCDs. We've got 20,000 pounds of weight to lose. It's a big task, but it's doable. We are a small country, but we have a lot of people. So if you take each person, we can do it. We can all do it together. Okay? So let's just go into what we've got here. If you check your information, you'll find that there is a route. And I'm really pleased that the traffic police are here. because they're an integral part of this function in terms of safety, the safety aspects of the relay. We have Mr. Crook, who is also technical and is one of our main sponsors, who will be providing the bikes, the helmets. I must just add, we had a discussion because we know usually when we have events, it's usually men that come pouring in, and we really want women to come out in their numbers. And Mr. Crook has decided to give us 20, for the first 20 women that register, a beautiful t-shirt. Unfortunately, we don't have one on show, but I can guarantee you, I've seen them, it's worth it. And if none of you enter, I'll be wearing all 20. Okay, so I'm really pleased you're here. Thank you so much for supporting the event. Mr. Swanston, who's not here today, apologies, he'll be one of our sponsors. His business will be providing water for the entire event, so you will not be drought. You will have plenty of water. It's going to be a fantastic event. We've also got some vendors coming on board. Mr. Bobby's already given me the go-ahead, and Gabriella's restaurant has also given me the go-ahead. There are other persons that I'm now waiting for confirmation. They will provide free food platters, healthy food platters for our participants and technical team, for those persons who are taking part in the actual event. So we're completely covered with our sponsors. The big one will be the trophy, which is an all-winners trophy. That will be sponsored by Mr. Ricardo Kane's law firm. So we're really excited. We're getting things moving the way we need to get them moving. And we need you, the press, to support and push this, because it's a drive that we need to get a momentum up and keep it going throughout 2020. So I will be leaning on you for your support, all of you, okay? Okay, so let's just take a look at the route. Now, we've discussed it, and obviously this is just the first draft. It's looking pretty much like it will be the route, but there's some slight technical adjustments that we have to make, such as the roundabout, which was something that Dan mentioned. And obviously, we have 2 stop points, which will be the top of the bypass road by the... Yes, the motor place. And then when you drive down on your way down the bypass road, the second stop will be Value Mart car parking lot. Yeah? Okay. We're going to have water stations everywhere, but I'm going to hand over to Jameer because he's going to take the marshal's lead here.
Okay, so along the route, we're going to have persons that are going to help with giving directions, so to make sure that everyone stays on the correct route. As mentioned by Ms. James, we also have 2 water stations, one at AutoZone, we know it as Friendship, Brandon's Place. That's going to be the first water stop. And the other water stop is going to be at Value Mart parking lot. It is important for the participants, and I'm also encouraging the general public that in terms of the traffic to work with us on that particular day. Slow down when you're in areas of the route. I think the police will probably give more information when the time gets close. Slow down when you're on the route, because we're going to have bikers riding, so work with us. Also pay attention to our marshals, because they will also be kind of assisting with the traffic in terms of protecting the bikers along the route. So look out for the marshals. They will be dressed appropriately, so you'll be able to identify them. I cannot tell you at this point what they will be dressed in, but we're working on that.
So, Mr. Wilkins, you just want to speak to us about the technical aspects of the actual route itself. The actual route, you just go through the route.
In terms of the route for this bike relay, we're going to start at the TDC Park area, which is on the waterfront, and we'll go along Samuel Hopkins Road. At the old cinema, then we're going to take a left turn following the Island Main Road until we get to the bypass road, that is just after TDC, just after the Action Village car house. So that will be a right turn onto the bypass road. Along the bypass road, we have your first stop, which would be at Zone 1 Auto. and you continue all the way along Pump Road to the roundabout. At the roundabout, well, we might make some adjustments for just circle around the roundabout, but we are going to go all the way over to Long Point, the Deepwater Harbour, and make our way back to the roundabout and make our way back down to the TDC parking lot. What I would be doing is assisting the participants as in technical issues, the flat tires, whatever problems they might encounter by being in the race. So we'll be assisting with keeping them going.
Thank you. So most of you will be wondering about the safety aspects. We have got the Red Cross who will be volunteering their services on the day of the event, and we're still working out the technical aspects of how they're going to be situated on the day of the activity. So all in all, that's basically in a nutshell. What we want you to do as support Nevis houses is to drive the event. We want as many people to come out and support it. We're only taking 40 participants for the race, so it's 10 teams of 4 in each group. The way it would run would be that the first person would start, they would take the whole route, come back, they would drop the bike at the entrance, run down to the exit point, switch bottles and possibly a bracelet which would identify your team. Everybody will be numbered anyway, but that will identify the teams. That person then would run back to the entry point, jump on the bike and down to the exit and start the race, and that's what we're going to do throughout the whole. We don't know how long it's going to take because we don't know the fitness level of people. So the people who are listening to this, if you want to participate, the registration forms are ready. You need to come to the Health Promotion Unit office upstairs, ask for myself or Lexon, and you can fill the form out on the spot. We are looking to put teams in height format rather than weight and male and female, but we do want a mix. We want mixed teams. We really want mixed teams. What we're saying is anybody who's an athlete, you can take part, but you are not going to participate as a team group. You will be switched out, and that will be the committee that will decide which teams you go in to make it fair, because it's pointless having a team that's always winning and then they're the winners. It's a bit of a downside. So we're going to mix up the groups. We're going to mix up everybody. So if you like, for example, you're part of an athletics group and 4 of you enter, we're splitting the 4 up into different groups to make it fair for everybody, because we want it to be exciting, we want it to be a bit of a challenge, and most importantly, we want people to lose the weight. So before I go, I want to say thank you so much to all the media houses that are here. I really appreciate your time for being with us. Please drive this out to everybody. Police, thank you for being here. I hope you're going to be an asset to us, because we really need your support. Mr. Cook, thank you so much for your sponsorship. Without you, I don't know what we would do. We'd probably be riding donkeys. And to the committee, thank you, because we've got a lot of work ahead of us. So, any last words? Anybody?
And that's our package for this evening. I am your host, Clarissa Hanley. And don't forget to tune in next week for another edition of the Social Development Outlook.